That was riveting. Thank you. I think this whole hearing has been something that has put a face on what we're dealing with and what our society has come to. It's really sad that our seniors are isolated, they're hungry, they're homeless, they have family members that can't help them or won't help them. When I think about all of the things that you said today, and then when we talk about the dental portion of it, we didn't mention much about that. But if you don't have good dental health, then you really, really are on a downward spiral. We do have to figure out, and that was one of the things that we did. I think in the last, maybe it was 2012 or 13, where we did include dental health. However, as I'm finding, the dental health had to do with pulling all your teeth out. Right. So it wasn't so much that it was dental. It wasn't so much that it was helping with the cavities or helping you with keep your teeth, but to pull them all out and then put dentures in. That's something else that I think you're the only one that mentioned about the dental issue. I really appreciate you being here. I'm here by myself now, I mean, except for staff. But I really appreciate you coming out. And I know that there are people in the audience that I would love to hear from. And I'm here to be here with you until you finish speaking, unless it's too much past 5 o'clock. Thank you so much for coming.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I'd like to invite the members of the public to come, and if you could give me 2 minutes maximum, because I see a long line. And I also, while you're lining up, I just want to say welcome to the young people from California, from middle school in San Bernardino. Did I say it right? Middle College. I knew I would say it right. From Middle College. The reason that I'm happy to welcome them, one, is because it's my granddaughter's class. That's number one. And number two, I think we have to include young people in this discussion. These are the young people who will be here to help in the future, to help those who need their help, and to actually be the ones that fund some of the things that we're going to need. So, could you give me your name and?
My name is Diana Madoshi. I'm one of these seniors that's below the poverty line. I'm was a professional also, and through with bad health, and then having to go through savings, found myself not being in the position that I thought I would be after when I graduated from college. I'm asking you here, you said you'll listen, but I'm asking for actions. I've come to these hearings, I've been up here for just about any rally, despite any bad health or whatever, to do because I care. And I also see myself when I help volunteer, when I see the homeless, I see my face. And I am thankful that for my church help and the organizations. So I'm asking you, wearing green today, hoping we'll be lucky with this particular group to push us forward. We need to raise the SSI and SBI, and we need to restore those COLAs. It's not where we could be, but we need to have that as the baseline. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Hi, Madam Chair. Gary Passmore with the Congress of California Seniors. I really wish that some of our other members could have returned or stayed, because I know I'm preaching to the choir right now. We've watched you for years. We know where your head is. By sitting here all these hours, we know where your heart is.
Thank you.
And early on in this hearing, we heard from some folks who really got out of their comfort zone. So I'm going to do that, and I'm going to ask you to do that. We have the oldest governor in the United States. We have the oldest governor in the history of this state, and he knows one word when it comes to seniors, and it's no. He has kept every proposal that this legislature put before him for the budget, and he said no. He's vetoed bills. He's vetoed your bills to help seniors. And we've got to get in his face. And we can't do it because he doesn't listen to us. And I've never said this before Mike, but we've got to raise hell with this man and make him act his age. We have got to get Jerry Brown's attention and his compassion. And we need you to go to your caucus and go to him and just demand it. Thanks.
Thank you.
My name's Lauren Rolfe, and I'm here with the Solano County Senior Coalition, but I am also a member of the California Senior Legislature. And I'd just really like to thank you and the work that you're trying to do and the respect that you show to seniors. I think any of us could fall into poverty, and especially seniors are susceptible to it. I have a friend who was telling me the other day she's about to lose her house, not because she didn't work hard and pay off her debt, as one of your members said society expected. They did that. Her husband died. She's living on, she's ill. She's living on her Social Security and her taxes. She can't pay her taxes, so she's going to lose her house. So these are the kinds of things that we don't count on, and any of us could become victim. So we have to raise awareness, and thank you so much for the work that you're doing.
I don't know what county you come from, but tell them to get in touch with the tax collector in that county.
Okay.
I think it's really important that everyone is a part of the solution to this problem.
Exactly.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I'm Eleanor Block. I'm with the California Senior Legislature, and I'm from Marin. And there's poverty in Marin, too. I think we've done a good job with transportation and food, but housing, we need more housing. We need more housing from what I heard today throughout the state. So that's where we need your help. Thank you, and thank you for your efforts today.
Thank you.
Good afternoon. I had heard the question that Lauren referred to by Mr. Mathis, and that is we should need to all pay off our cars and our homes and we'll be all right. Well, let me tell you that 5 years ago my house was paid off and my car is paid off. But if your house is paid off, chances are it's 30 years old. The plumbing is not as good as it was. The roof might need a little bit of repair or replacement. Cars are mechanical things wear out. I'm sorry, paying off the house and paying off the car does not end the poverty, because the insurance continues, the maintenance continues, and the expenses, the cost of living rises, and with the cost of living is rising and your income is not rising, it creates poverty, whether your house is paid off or not.
Thank you so much. I will relay that message to Mr. Mathis.
Hi, my name is Andrew Shane. I'm with the California Association of Food Banks. Obviously, we heard from Keisha earlier about what's going on in Alameda, but I just wanted to say that statewide, we're seeing a really disturbing trend, which is that seniors especially are amongst the most regular and frequent users of food banks and emergency food. And I think that there's no surprise why. I was very grateful for the questions from Mr. Thurman and from yourself today, the interest in the Elder Economic Security Index, because it goes to show, I mean, even at that basic level of trying to get by in California, if we're not at that level, right, if we're at the current level for SSI or some of the other programs, I mean, we're just nowhere near that. There's no space in folks' budgets for food. People are relying on emergency food. And of course, food banks are doing everything we can to meet that need, but that's not sustainable, right? We need to find ways to put money in folks' pockets so that there is a viable way for people to get by. And so I appreciate the attention to SSI and SSP, and especially to be looking at ways to get out of thinking about the federal poverty level and to be thinking about a real cost of living in California.
I just want to say one of the things that I've been told is that we turn back more money to the federal government for food stamps. We can't get the money for food stamps because we're turning it back. We have to figure a way to take care of that.
What time is it again? How much time do I have? Yeah.
But I would like, let me let the others speak to you.
Yeah.
You can speak with me afterwards, but we really, if you can come up with a solution for that, I think, there's some, maybe
we're making progress, sad as it is to say, but we are still second to last overall, and we are dead last when it comes to working people for CalFresh. And there are some reasons why, but it's a very difficult challenge. We need to keep working on it.
I'm sorry, I was calling it food stamps, but everybody knows what I'm talking about.
Yeah, thank you.
Next.
Madam Chair, Mike Carroll with the Western Center on Law and Poverty. Appreciate your concern about this issue around cash out, as it's called, and it is something we all should work towards and reconsider. And we will have to lobby Congress on it. That's going to be the path that we're going to have to go on to get that. Immediately in front of us is the opportunity this year in the state budget to start to increase the SSI grants. And the one thing I would just leave with you today, thank you first of all for having this hearing. It's been really extraordinary. But the one thing I would leave with you is that we did a lot of really bad things from 2008 to 2012. We cut a lot of programs, a lot of benefits to different folks. CalWorks, IHSS, Medi-Cal, adult day health care programs. And in many cases, in those programs, we've been able to make some restorations. We need to do more. We need to do a lot more. But in the area of SSI, we've not returned 1 penny. Not 1 penny. And these are folks who, by definition, can't earn money on their own because they're disabled, they're elderly,
Right.
they're blind. And these are folks that we have to take care of. We have to start here in this year's budget, and we would encourage you, we thank you for this hearing, we would encourage you to bring this into your caucus and remind them of that need. Thank you.
Thank you. And we did talk about that today in caucus, so we'll continue those conversations.
Hi, my name is Henny Kelly, and I'm the Legislative Director for the California Alliance for Retired Americans. We represent 950,000 retired Californians. I have a document here that I'm going to give over to this lovely lady here, and hopefully you can give it to every single person that was supposed to still be here.
I just want you to know they had to go to mandatory training.
I understand about mandatory training. If it had been woman-datory training, they'd be here. We understand that too. You started talking about the silver tsunami. What I am trying to organize for, and what you may be seeing in the next few months, is the senior riot. Seniors need to stand up or sit down for their rights. If I sit down right now, it's going to take 3 or 4 police to pick me up, because I can't get up if I sit down. Now that's funny, but it's serious, because we do not get CalFresh because we used to get a higher SSI. When that was cut, and now we get the lowest SSI in the United States. CalFresh wasn't put back. There's something wrong here. I know there's something wrong with the governor. We've already been told by Mr. Passmore that there's something wrong with the governor. I know there's something wrong with the federal government. And I do know there's something wrong with California because it's not our golden years. There ain't nothing gold about retirement and growing old. And I'm talking to these young people here because they're going to have it worse than we do if we don't do something about it. I am asking you to look at what you can do to change the priorities, as the young man just said before me. We need to change California's priorities. If we don't do that, we will lose our seniors. We will lose our young people. We will lose what we have. And we will lose the future for all of California. Thank you very much for calling this hearing.
Thank you.
Good afternoon, Madam Chairperson. My name is Joyce Calagos. I'm with California Alliance for Retired Americans, Senior and Disability Action in San Francisco, and I was the first lay promoter for justice, peace, and care of creation for the Western Dominican Province. We are all here principally to ask to have COLA and SSP grants cuts restored and increased. But I'm thinking, when you first spoke, Madam Chairperson, you said silver tsunami. I'm part of that. I am part of women of color. I'm lower. And when I belong to the persons who go to St. Anthony's and as the dining room right before I came here, who serve 4,000 meals a day. And then as I was walking to go to the car to be picked up, I was reading part of the United Nations Declaration in 1946, equality of all men and women. Seniors are also part of men and women. Then with also the man who said Jerry Brown, and I'm thinking, Jerry Brown, okay, he used to be a seminarian with the Jesuits, so he knows I'm going to get after him, or you can get after him. You get after him. Jews and Judeo-Christian theology says each person is created in the image and likeness of God, so they're created to be treated with dignity and worth, and therefore, with Pope Francis also being Jesuit, have mercy and compassion on the seniors, and what else? Restore decent living for seniors and all. Oh, also, all lives matter, black, white, brown, red, yellow, and all creatures.
All right.
Right.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Yes.
My name is C.T. Weber. I'm also a member of the CARA Legislative Committee, which deals with a lot of issues dealing with older people. I'm also the legislative chair for the Peace and Freedom Party of California, which represents people of color and other poor people in the state. Want to really thank you for holding this committee hearing. I just wish that it had been a mandatory joint body of the whole, where all 117 members of the legislature would be required to sit in and listen to the stories that I've heard today. They're very moving, and that's the type of thing that we should have everybody listen to. And because I'm not sure that you can take back the feelings and the depth that came through this today. So somehow we have to reach the whole body. I'm here to support, the CARA goals which were passed out, and also not just to support getting things back to normal, but really creating a life of dignity and respect for older people so that they can live a life that we all want to live. And getting back up to just the poverty line isn't going to do it. You know, we want to go beyond that. And I know that's a tall order, but I'm sure you can handle it. Thank you very much.
Ooh, you put a lot of
Good afternoon.
confidence in me.
I'm Sid FC, member of California Alliance of Retired Americans, Senior Disability Action, and California Partnership. We support about the surge or advancement of the SSI and PPS, SSP for the senior and people with disability. We want to restore back the cutback before. My mom was in SSI when she was still alive before and can hardly live in San Francisco. So expensive, the standard of living there. They need help and they are human being to exist. We tear down the barrier of poverty, tear down this wall of poverty. That's it.
Oh, I like that. Next.
Hello, my name is Robert Copeland. I'm part of DocFight, which is a disabled rights group here in Sacramento. And I've been hearing one thing. Jerry Brown's acting more like a Republican than a Democrat. And first, what does if we do raise SSI/SSP to poverty level, people are going to spend that money on the economy, food, health care. And if you're in low-income housing, your rent's going to go up, which is a good thing in my case. Thank you.
Thank you.
My name is Sandra Mack. I'm with the San Francisco CAT of the California Alliance for Retired Americans. And I just want to reiterate what you, as this hearing representing two particular committees, have been asked to focus on. There are lots of good things that need to be done, but what this committee or these committees need to focus on is pushing through the priorities, a change such that we get the complete restoration of the COLA and that we restore the cuts that were made so that the basic grants are now up at least to the poverty level. I'm stressing that because we're not asking, nobody in this room is asking for things that cannot be done. We know that there is such a thing as feasibility and practicality. But restoring the cuts that were made when there was a crisis is not only the right thing to do, it is the logical thing to do. What was said when the cuts were made is we have to make these cuts because there is a crisis. We're making these cuts because there is a crisis. We're making these cuts because there is a crisis. The crisis is now over, they say. At least it's raining still on some of us, but they say the crisis is now over, so it's time to use that same logic to say, okay, we made these cuts from this particular set of people, the most vulnerable people. Now it is a time to go back and redeem the pledges that we made. We pledged that we would restore these cuts if we had the money. Now that we have the money, let's restore the pledge. Let us do what we said we would do. And let us, working within, I'm not going to call anybody's names, but I just want to say that I get letters and I get solicitations from people from Washington, from people in Sacramento, from people other places saying, oh, you've got to vote for us and raise money for us and send us money because the people in that other party don't like you. They're not good people. They want to cut your programs, and that's why you need to elect us and vote for us and send us money. So I send them money, and I vote for them, and I get the same damn cuts. Okay, the next time I get those letters, they're going to go in the round file.
Ooh, this has been one hearing. This was the first time I've ever done this, and I'm energized to do something. I do want you to know I'm energized to do something. And I've already sent a letter to the budget chair asking her to restore some of this, but I'm energized to do even more. I now would just like to call on any of the young people. You've heard things today. Can I get one of you to come up and comment on what you've heard?
Well, my name is Ramses Castro, and all I wanted to say that this kind of scares me because knowing that they're in poverty, and I'm in poverty myself right now, it scares me because maybe later in the future I might end up not having Medi-Cal or any type of protection to myself, or I might even be a homeless person. It scares me, but like not only for me because I'm in a good program, but also for the people that are doing bad in their education, where are they going to end up? And that scares me for my society and my community. And not only that, but also the disrespect that I see towards homeless people and seniors in my surroundings is odd and very disrespectful that I really consider. And I give my respect to every single one of you people that are here, and thank you for listening.
Thank you so much for that. Isn't that wonderful? Well, I appreciate everyone coming out. I appreciate you staying for an extra almost hour. I appreciate especially being able to start with our next our next group of young people who are going to help us to get through this situation, through this issue. And I'm counting on each and every one of you to don't go home and say, oh, we had a great time today. We told her just what we thought. But now it's time to come and back up some of that. I'm going to need you. I need letters that say the same thing that you said. I need all that information so that we can turn around the priorities and make sure that you are a priority. You're just as important as any other group. And I think that that will end today, and thank you so much again for coming.